When I first became a homemaker, I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't really know what was expected of me. I didn't really know what I was supposed to do throughout the day. And there were two visions of a homemaker that I had in my mind. One was the classic, vintage, perfectly done hair, makeup, clothing, cleaning the house in heels version, or the stay at home wife and mother who had curlers in her hair, was in a bathrobe, and was just watching soap operas all day. I would look around my home and what I would see were dishes from last night that were still in the sink. I hadn't thought about what to make for breakfast, let alone what I was going to make for dinner. No one ever taught me how you start your morning shapes how the rest of your day will go. One of the things that I remember feeling a lot of was this state of stress and overwhelm, especially when I knew that my husband was on his way home and I felt like I needed to have a list of things that I had accomplished so that when he got home, I could say, I did this and this and this and this, and feel like I actually did something productive that day. But what that caused me to do was just clean and cook and declutter and do whatever I needed to do around the home in this constant state of stress instead of a place of peace, which I now have fully embraced. And I wish I had known that when I just started. The choice really is yours on how you move throughout your home, whether you're frantically going through cleaning and organizing and doing the dishes and cooking, doing the laundry, or if you're going to choose to go through your day quietly and slowly and peacefully and do what you can with the time that you have and not feel stressed or overwhelmed or even guilty by the things you could not finish that day. That is one of the things that I hope more than anything that I can press on you is to let go of the idea that there are a certain number of tasks or things that you should be getting done each day. You get done what you can get done with the time that you have and in the season of life that you're in. And that is perfectly okay. Your home doesn't need to look like anyone else's. You, as a homemaker, do not have to look like any other homemaker out there. I am here as a guide, just sharing tips that I wish I had known when I first started homemaking. But in no way do I want you to feel like this is how you should be doing things. So, with all that said, the first thing that I try to do is resist the pull of my phone. Now, when I first became a homemaker, I didn't have a cell phone. That wasn't a thing back then. Now, however, it's the first thing that a lot of women reach for in the morning. Just give yourself those first few minutes in the morning to slowly and peacefully ease your way into your day. Open up a window, let some light in. I like to do a quick 5-minute stretch where I just lay out my yoga mat and I just stretch for 5 minutes. Really give myself those first few minutes of the day to pour into my own cup, if you will. The second thing that I wish someone had told me from the very beginning is that creating a morning ritual around your coffee or your tea is absolutely not something that you should rush through just so you can grab your cup of coffee and get on with your day. I feel like as homemakers, especially, we need to reclaim this moment in the morning because it's so easy to skip it and just start doing things, start checking off your to do list. So, whether it's tea or coffee or warm lemon water, whatever it is for you, make it slowly, fully immerse yourself into this experience. Take your time with it and let it be a morning ritual for you, not just something that you reach for because you need that jolt of energy so you can get started on your to do list. My third tip for you is that setting a cozy, warm energy for your home does not have to take a lot. Something as small as lighting a candle sends a signal to your home and honestly to yourself that this space matters. You're not just passing through it, you actually live here. You are tending to this space. So for me, there's a couple of tiny things that I like to do to really set the tone for my space and create this energy of peace and calm right from the get go, first thing in the morning. And it's to open up the blinds and let some light in. I make sure that any breakfast dishes are done and in the dishwasher. I wipe down the kitchen counters a little bit. And this isn't about your house looking perfect. It's just that these small acts really do shift the energy of your space. And I think these are the things that no one really learned as homemakers. We weren't taught these things. That it's not the big, deep cleans that we do in the home, but it's those small daily acts of care that make a house feel like a home. Okay, now my fourth tip for you is a habit that I wish someone had taught me early on in my homemaking journey, and that is to sit down and eat breakfast. Not in front of your computer, not over the sink, not while scrolling social media on your phone, but either at the table or in a chair in front of your window. That's my favorite place to go. I like to just pull up the chair in front of my living room window. And there's this spot in my yard that I can see from this window that I absolutely adore. It just makes me feel like I'm in the middle of the woods, even though I'm in the thick of the city. And then my final tip for you is before you get started with your to do list, before you go into the laundry and the cleaning and decluttering and scrubbing the bathrooms, whatever it is that you have to do today, give yourself just 5-10 minutes to step outside. Being in nature slows you down without you even having to try. Nothing outside is rushing. If you pay attention, the trees are not in a hurry, the birds are not on a schedule. And it reminds you that what you do in your home, you can do at this same pace. You don't have to move at the pace of the to do list. You can move at the same pace that nature does. This is one of the things that took me the longest to learn, I think, was that I can go through my home and go through my to do list at a slower pace. And that actually helped me to enjoy these things more. When I stopped rushing through it and I stopped treating everything that I was doing in my home as something that I needed to show that I was productive that day, when I switched my mindset from tending my home is just something that I have to do to tending my home as an act of care for my family, for myself, for what I've been given, it really did help me fall in love with being a homemaker. And like, no one handed us a guide or a homemaking manual on how to do this. Most of us came into homemaking without knowing that it could be peaceful, that it could feel peaceful, that it doesn't have to be a source of stress or overwhelm. But it starts in the morning. It starts with those small things, with the candle that you choose to light, with the warm drink that you choose to spend 5-10 minutes enjoying outside, with those 5 quiet minutes that you give yourself in the morning before the world gets too loud around us. So, if this resonated with you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who's just starting out in their home and could use a little bit of help. So, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one.